There are two sound design techniques that will instantly level up your edits. And in this video, I'm going to show you what they are, why they help, and how you can use them to level up all your edits. Now, before we jump into the video, I probably should tell you who I am. My name is Kalen Wyatt. I am the owner of the Instagram page, Karen JPEG. I've garnered 65,500 followers and millions of views and hundreds of thousands of views in just my last couple of videos. This one here got 3,500 likes, and I've done this all through my editing, so I'm definitely qualified to talk about sound design and how to fix it. Now, there are a couple of steps that I've taken, things that I've changed, and to start off, we'll talk about the audio frequency. Now, I realized halfway through my edits that the sounds I was using, they weren't actually bad. I was just using them incorrectly. I was constantly looking for new sounds going, wow, this one doesn't fit, this one doesn't work, this one doesn't fit, scouring YouTube, scouring Artlist, going, wow, none of these sounds work. But the sounds weren't the issue. I just wasn't using them correctly. For example, a single whoosh can sound good, and a lot of people do make them sound good. It takes forever to find them. But in certain movements and transitions, it really just lacks weight. For example here, I've gotten 3 whooshes, and as we listen through to each one, each one of them just lacks weight. They lack feel. They don't feel right. Now, the fix wasn't just adding more and more sounds randomly. It was layering them, but with intention. Everyone knows about layering. If you do sound design, you should know what layering is, but you've got to do it in the correct way. And the correct way and the most effective way is to actually layer with frequency and not with quantity. So we got to think in low, mid, and high frequencies. The low adds weight and impact, the mid adds body and movement, and the high adds texture and detail. If you want a copy of this Google Doc so you can follow along in the video and make it a bit easier for you to implement these steps, I'll actually be sticking it inside of my free community. The link is down in the bio and back to it. So in these 3 here, we can hear that I've got a high, we've got a mid, and then we've got a low frequency whoosh. Now they all sound kind of, apart, but as we stick them together, what you get is a lot more full, a lot more texture, just a better sounding whoosh. All of a sudden, the 3 that sounded bad, that you would have replaced and you would have spent hours replacing, layered together in a low, mid, and high range, sound full, they sound proper, and they're what you want. So this mostly applies to whooshes and rises where the motion needs to feel grounded. And you don't have to layer all 3. You can just layer a low and a mid, or a high and a mid, or a low and a high. Test it out and see what happens. But the best and most effective way is to think in low, mids, and high frequencies and layer in that direction. Now, the second most impactful thing about your editing is having harmony. So having a broad sound design is great, but the context does matter. You wouldn't use the same sounds in a fashion shoot as you would at a funeral or in a corporate video, unless you do, but I mean, all power to you. Random packs and mismatched sounds, they break the cohesion. They break the sound. It doesn't sound good when you use funeral sounds in a fashion shoot or vice versa. Now, keeping the sound design consistent through specific packs, through specific creators, or through specific aesthetics, it creates harmony. And Artlist does this really well. I'm not sponsored by Artlist, but for example, you can get a sound palette by very specific people. The Artlist originals, where they make their own packs, tend to be something that is good to keep you on track, to keep you locked in with your sound design, to not get taken by every golden egg and moving to every different place. You can instead lock in on a specific person, a specific sound pack, or a specific aesthetic and keep to it for the edit. And that's just going to keep it consistent. Now, there are a couple nuances to this, I will say. For example, a video made by Herman Huang, one of my personal favorite YouTubers, called The Vessel and the Filter. Now, throughout this video, he actually used nature sounds to make a cup of coffee. And so we'll give it a quick listen now.
The source is boundless, unselective. A melody hummed, a line read in a book, a fleeting moment of wonder.
Now, this video is absolutely incredible. I definitely reckon you go check it out and check it out for yourself. Have a listen to the entire thing. Now, the thing is, the nuance to this is it works because he's still fully committed to a single sound style. He didn't go with the traditional coffee sounds, but he kept it consistent. He used the nature sounds all the way through the video. If he was in swapping different packs from nature to coffee to corporate, it would all sound way out of whack, but he kept it consistent. He kept it all nature sounds, and so it sounded consistent, and it just sounded incredible. It was one of the best sound designs I'd ever come across. If you're sick of watching YouTube tutorials just like this one, I actually currently have 6 spots open to work with me one-on-one to discover your own style and actually grow your Instagram. If you're curious, there's a link to apply in the description. It's first come, first serve, so once those 6 spots are taken up, they will be closed. Back to the video. Now, the rule isn't use normal sounds, it's to pick a style and stay inside of it. Now, after this happens, your edits immediately feel fuller and more intentional. When my clients applied this, the same shift happened. The edits became consistent, professional, and they weren't scattered anymore. The sound design wasn't intimidating to everyone anymore. Layering is always so intimidating until you realize that all you need is a low, a mid, and a high. And it became a system, not a guesswork. Edits finally felt like they had an identity because the sound wasn't being left behind anymore. So to conclude, your sounds aren't bad, they're just being misused. One sound really carries motion on its own, and frequency-based layering creates weight without the clutter. Consistency in sound creates style, not a variety, which is what Artlist likes to do, packing and aesthetics and people. And sound design is a creative advantage. It's not an afterthought. So put these two into play in your edits. Put these two techniques into your next edit, and I will guarantee you that they will instantly upgrade your edits. And sound design won't be something that you struggle with anymore. It'll be one of your strong suits.